Hi, welcome to this video. So, I just wanted to announce to you guys that I traded a reading with Christina Martine. So if you wanted to ever find out more about my birth chart or just my personal life in general, you can check that out. I don't often share personal information because I don't know, it's hard for me to share personal information without somebody talking to me. So, anyways, she just posted it on her channel, so if you want, I'll put a link to her channel, or a link to the video even, in the description box. So anyways, Venus moves into Aries on April 28th. Venus in Aries is going to help bring us a new boost of energy in our relationships, and we will have more energy being fulfilled by being around the person we love, and we may enjoy doing some more active things together and doing more competitive things even. Usually with Venus in Aries, it enjoys a little healthy competition and just having more of a playful kind of energy about things and having a good time. Definitely being just more out and about and active and being yourself more in your relationships as well. And more of a balance between yourself and others can be achieved. Mercury retrograde in Aries conjuncts Uranus in Aries on April 28th as well. So right now we're really able to look within more and gain more insights by going within and thinking more about ourselves, being more self-reflective, and maybe even getting in touch with our higher selves more. Maybe we're actively trying to connect more with our higher selves and gain a higher perspective on things. The Mercury in Aries retrograde has been possibly bringing miscommunication at times, or difficulty in saying what you mean to say. So right now we can get a different perspective on things so that when we do communicate, it comes out in a higher vibrational way, so we can have that 360-degree view and the higher perspective that our higher self can bring. So this is a time for definitely connecting within yourself and reflecting upon yourself from that higher perspective, so that you can be more true to yourself in your interactions with others. And then Chiron in Pisces squares Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius on April 30th. So there are some intense healings going on. There's maybe insecurities coming up and a need to really just heal ourselves more. There could be even collective things occurring that are bringing up old wounds collectively. There could even be issues of the different separations among people that need to be healed, and this could be coming up in the world potentially. Of course, it already has been a lot this year, but Chiron square Saturn is ultimately bringing these wounds up to be healed. So these wounds of separation between peoples and these differing religions, differing ideologies, all of this stuff is being brought up so that it can be healed. And at first, it just looks like the wounds are being scratched. It looks like, things are just not going well. Things may appear more dire right now in some ways, but as long as we can gain that higher perspective and look at things from a more universalized perspective, from a more collective perspective, then healing can be brought forward. And remembering our humanity, even if people are different from you, remembering your humanity and being true to the human nature, the human part of you, not so much the ideologies. Don't get too caught up or too attached to certain ideologies, because the Saturn in Sagittarius is bringing up rigidity. Even among the most open-minded ideologies, there can be, that tendency towards separation even around that. So just watch yourself and make sure that you're not being overly dogmatic about things, and respect that other people have a differing viewpoint. And that's always important, but right now especially is important. And then Mercury goes direct on May 3rd. Oh, thank goodness, right? We can communicate more easily. Not right away. Usually it takes a little bit of time before Mercury starts getting back to its normal pace, but things should move a little smoother now, and less hiccups among communication or technology breakdowns, which in fact did occur during the trading of the reading with Christina, which is kind of funny. My internet I think was kind of messed up, but yeah, so it's kind of funny that definitely happened. But now things should run smoother and communication should flow a lot easier. And Mercury being in Aries, we are able to get down to the bottom of things a lot easier, just be more straightforward in our communication, and still watch out, of course, for being a little too harsh or being too impulsive in what you're meaning to say. It's still important to slow down during this Mercury in Aries, and to remember to think before you speak, because that can also be a problem at this time. So be straightforward, but be mindful at the same time. And then the Sun in Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces on May 3rd, and that is an exact one. But they both inconjunct Jupiter in Libra, which is retrograde, within 2 degrees, creating a yod. So we are feeling very sensitive with Sun sextile Neptune. We're getting in touch with our intuition and being more grounded within our intuition, trusting our instincts more, following through on our intuition, following through on our instincts. And then with it in conjunct Jupiter and Libra being retrograde, this is definitely a time for bringing our philosophies on board with our intuition, trusting ourselves more when it comes to the insights that we are receiving, and taking in other people as a factor in these intuitive nudges, taking other people into consideration when you are moving forward on the intuitive impulses that you're gaining at this time. So another thing that could be being brought up as well is the way that you feel about yourself and your self-worth, and there may be some things about yourself that you're becoming more aware of right now, and how you decide to deal with interactions with others determines a lot at this time about how you feel about yourself. So being very mindful of other people and their perspectives and their philosophies is going to help ultimately how you feel about yourself. When you're nice to people, then you're going to feel better, because, and not just, fake nice, just being, true to yourself and others. That's kind of what this is about, is being true to both yourself and the people in your life, as well as the collective energies that, all of us, being true to all of us. When you're true to yourself and you're true to others, typically you're just kind of bringing forward that authenticity and that integrity that is needed in the world, because a lot of people are acting from maybe a more selfish stance at times, or from maybe even a less integrated stance at times, like listening to their egos sometimes over their intuition. But your intuition always knows best. So checking in with yourself first and listening to that is, a good idea. And then there is a grand fire trine between the moon in Leo, Saturn in Sagittarius, and Mercury and Uranus in Aries on May 3rd. So there is a burst of creative energy coming forward and a need to ground in some of the amazing insights that are coming through. Unexpected occurrences may be possible, especially if you haven't been listening to yourself very well. So right now, like, there could be, you could be more accident prone, or there could be unexpected truths that pop out of nowhere, and there could be some amount of disruption with this energy, but ultimately it is going to bring the truth forward and help bring it into a more real state. Like, you're bringing your higher truth forward in this reality in some way. You could be creating something, you could be just being more expressive of your truth, and that could just bring a lot of amazing change to the structures in your life. The structures in your life will be reflecting your truth more often now, and anything that is not in alignment with your truth is going to be disrupted. So it can be a cautionary tale, but it could also be a positive thing. Ultimately, it's going to be positive no matter what, but at first it doesn't appear that way sometimes when there are things that need to be adjusted to be more reflective of who you are. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I appreciate it very much. Have an awesome time.